Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Royality, episode 10 with the Royal Butler and of course the Royal Dachshunds. Now, you might be wondering where I am, and don't panic, I haven't suddenly gone overseas and pitched a tent up somewhere. This is actually the private residence of the Royal Dachshunds. This is what they like to. Apparently, it's a kind of snug, their little private space, and they put it together during the second lockdown as somewhere to escape, a kind of retreat. And Shumba sees it as his personal palace, if you like. It is a little bit. It's quite grand, isn't it? But it's lovely, and he's even got a fireplace and chairs and tables. And we thought we'll do today's episode from inside this Dachshund retreat, which, as I said, is rather smart. But anyway, Shumba loves it, and that's all that really matters, I suppose. If he likes it, then the Royal Dachshunds like it. Now, as we're coming up to the Christmas period, we felt that it's appropriate to start doing a little bit on Christmas etiquette. Now, don't panic, we're not going to put our decorations up yet because we're very traditional. We like to put them up just before Christmas, normally about the week before Christmas. However, of course, you can now put your decorations up. You are allowed to put them up at this point onwards. But as I said, we tend to like to do it on that last weekend. Of course, we will film that so you can see how the Royal Dachshunds like to decorate the house. Once again, I dread to think how this is going to go, but I'm sure it'll be quite amusing for everyone to watch. In today's episode, I thought it'd be quite fun to talk about Christmas cards, because this is obviously the time to be writing Christmas cards. Oh, here we go, one of the Royal Dachshunds on cue. And I thought that with the assistance of the Royal Dachshunds, we can demonstrate the correct way to do your Christmas card and have a little discussion on the actual protocols, etiquette and traditions of the Christmas card. Yes, so when it comes to Christmas cards, let's try not to make that mistake of sending Christmas cards a little bit too early. Now, we all love receiving letters and cards throughout the year, but to get Christmas cards in September, October, November, a little bit eager. Lovely idea, but a little bit eager. So let's wait until the month of December, and ideally get them off within the first week of December, which means you're giving the person or the Dachshund that you're sending the Christmas card to, you're giving them plenty of time to obviously send a card back. So therefore, don't send Christmas cards a day before Christmas. I mean, you can if you want to, but obviously it's not giving people the opportunity to send one back. But always remember, my golden rule is always better to give than receive. And what I mean by that is obviously that when you send a card, you're not sending it because you're expecting one back. You're doing it because you've decided you want that person to know you're thinking of them at the festive season. So therefore, that's my first tip. And then my other tip is, when you're writing the Christmas card, keep it very simple, straight to the point. Dear whoever it might be, obviously wishing them the very best with season's greetings, possibly even wishing them, hopefully, a happy new year. Exactly, thank you, Shumba. He obviously feels quite strongly about that. He wants 2021 to be a good year for all of us. And then you sign off the card as you see fit. But what we don't do is we're not writing an essay, because you don't really want the person at the other end to have to spend half a day reading the card. So therefore, keep it short. And round robins, if that's what you call them, or is it reliant robins, one or the other, when you're sending those, as lovely as that is as well, don't do it in the Christmas card. There's other opportunities throughout the year to update your friends and family on your activities, and rather than wait until Christmas, because obviously with so many cards coming in, people will struggle to read, as I said, long letters. So just keep it short. And there you go. So that's as simple as that. And make sure you've got plenty of stamps, because what you don't want to do is to run out. So obviously plan ahead. Do what I do, write out your list of who you want to send cards to. It could even be whoever sent cards last year that maybe you forgot to send a card to, and you've got a note of them. So make sure you send one to them this year. And then as you get cards that come in from people that maybe you haven't sent one to, you've then got the opportunity to send one back to them. As I said, if it comes in a little bit too late, say in January, it would probably be a little bit late to then be sending Christmas cards in January, February or March, so therefore wait until next Christmas. You can always thank them with a little letter just so they know that you did receive the card. Right, I'm going to hand you over to Shumba now, who's going to demonstrate the art of writing the Christmas card. Did you know that the very first Christmas card, it said, was sent to King James VI of Scotland? And apparently it wasn't quite the Christmas cards we know today, more of a large manuscript. The actual Christmas cards we know today, or a kind of variation of that, began, I believe, in around 1843 when a Sir Henry Cole, who was also credited with helping set up the British Post Office, actually wanted to send a card to his friend. So he, with the help of a friend, designed the very first Christmas card, and thus began this great tradition. And of course, when Queen Victoria and her husband Prince Albert heard about this wonderful idea, they began doing the same thing. And of course, when royals began doing it, everybody then followed the royals, and that's how we have the wonderful tradition of sending the Christmas card today. Now, I wonder if you knew that. Right, I think it's time for myself and the Royal Dachshunds to go and have a cup of tea, or in their case, a cup of water, and we will see you next week for a very special Royality, because obviously it will then be the run up to Christmas, and as I said, it will be time for us to decorate the home, and possibly even, I'm guessing the Royal Dachshunds will also want to decorate their little snug. So as I said, this is going to be very interesting, but I'm sure Shumba, as always, will keep us all right.